red earth. In the ancient city of Benin, where the earth glowed red like a setting sun, lived a man named Agho. He was a merchant of great skill and a man of even greater words. He moved through the markets not just to trade, but to listen to the heartbeat of the empire. Everyone knew his name, for he had the gift of seeing the value in things others overlooked. Because of his wisdom, Agho became a trusted companion to the great king, Obaseki. Together, they walked the high walls of the palace, looking out over a kingdom that had stood for centuries. The Oba trusted Agho to speak the truth when others only offered echoes. Agho knew that loyalty was a debt paid in honesty, even when the truth was heavy. But the winds of the world were changing. Strange ships arrived at the coast, bringing men with iron eyes and cold demands. One of them was Major Thorn, a man who spoke of order while holding a map of a world Agho did not recognize. Agho stood as the bridge between the palace and these strangers, translating words that felt like sharp stones in his mouth. A great storm of conflict swept through the city, and when the dust settled, the palace was silent. Obaseki was sent far away into exile. In the smoke and confusion, Agho found a young apprentice named Ifosa, who was trembling amidst the ruins. Agho didn't look at the fire. He looked at the boy and offered him a hand, promising that the city's story was not over. The new administration asked Agho to lead. They called him the district head, but to the people, he was still just Agho. He sat in a high-backed wooden chair in a new office, feeling the weight of a crown he never asked for. He knew that to save his people, he would have to walk a thin line between the old ways and the new laws. Major Thorn often came to the office with lists of taxes and rules. He wanted the red earth to be paved and the ancient trees to be counted. Agho would listen, nodding his head, but in his mind, he was finding ways to protect the families who lived in the shadows of those trees. He played a game of patience, trading small concessions for the safety of the many. But shadows grew in the city. Whispers began to fly like stinging insects. Agho has forgotten his blood, some said. He is a servant of the strangers. Agho heard these whispers, and they hurt more than any iron sword. He took Ifosa to the edge of the forest and showed him a sapling growing in the shade of a fallen giant. To survive the winter, Agho said, a tree must sometimes lean. An elder named Chief Izogi confronted Agho in the town square. Stories of the bronze casters. He accused Agho of stealing the stranger's soul for his own power. To preserve the secrets of the red earth. Agho did not raise his voice. He realized that his true job wasn't just to rule, but to be the memory of a nation until the sun could rise on the palace once more. And the children still needed to learn. He bore the chief's anger like a shield. The earth remained. Agho sat under the ancient nights recording the history of Benin, writing down the names of the families and the stories of the bronze casters. The bridge that didn't break. He used the stranger's paper and ink to preserve the secrets of the red earth. He realized that his true job wasn't just to rule, but to be the memory of a nation until the sun could rise on the palace once more. Years passed, and the red earth remained. Agho sat under the ancient Iroko tree, watching a grown Ifosa lead the community with grace. Agho had been the bridge that didn't break. He understood now that the weight of the whispers was the price of the city's survival. He closed his eyes, listening to the heartbeat of the empire, which was louder than ever.